PlayStation and Xbox are going to become things of the past. The real competition in the future will be affordable PCs. Steam just announced 3 new devices: the Steam controller, the Steam machine, and the Steam frame. In this video, we'll see everything about these devices, and then decide whether any of them are worth buying. One of these devices is already on my desk, the Steam Deck. So let's read together and see what Valve is up to. First, the Steam controller. From the first look, it's clearly inspired by the Steam Deck's controller. So it seems Valve took what already works and built on it. But Valve, why should I replace my Xbox controller? Give me something that actually matters. 2 jobs, 1 piece. The charging station also acts as the wireless receiver. Maybe they're trying to reduce cables, and that's fine. It also supports Bluetooth and USB, so I'm assuming you can use it like any other controller. Now, the magnetic thumbsticks. Here's the thing. If they're the same sticks as the Steam Deck, I'm not a big fan. Honestly, I prefer Xbox thumbsticks in general, but I'm sure they received feedback and improved them. They also say the sticks are capacitive touch. I don't know why that's necessary, but maybe there's a benefit: high-definition rumble. I turn off vibration in every single game I play, so this means nothing to me. But it might matter to some people. Grip-enabled gyro. The sides are capacitive too, so when you grab the controller, the gyro activates. Gyro controls are popular in mobile games. Maybe it'll be useful here too. And of course, the trackpads. Those are extremely useful. On the Steam Deck, they're great. And even more for the Steam machine we'll talk about shortly. The controller works on all the usual platforms. But let's be honest, it's really made for the Steam machine. Now, these little cartoon characters on Steam's page, I don't know why, but they irritate me. They're too cheerful. Next, the Steam machine. This is where I feel the real disruption is going to happen. Why? Because it runs SteamOS. And yes, it does use SteamOS. Some people think the success of the Steam Deck is about the hardware. I disagree. The biggest win for Valve is SteamOS, the operating system itself. It's one of the best gaming-focused OS experiences I've ever used. Suspend Resume works flawlessly. Battery issues are mostly hardware-related. The performance tools, the frame rate graphs, everything in SteamOS screams, Valve, please turn me into a console. Put me next to a TV. And Valve finally did exactly that. 6 times the power of the Steam Deck? Maybe. The deck runs games very well for its resolution, but 6 times performance isn't guaranteed until we see benchmarks. The size? Small. Definitely smaller than current consoles like the PS5. Cooling? We'll see. 4K gaming at 60 FPS with FSR. Okay, that's possible with upscaling. No issue there. The CPU is a semi-custom AMD Zen 4. 6 cores, 12 threads, up to 4.8 GHz. The GPU is semi-custom RDNA 3 with 28 compute units at up to 2.45 GHz. Semi-custom can mean anything. I looked for something similar, and the RX 7600 came up as the closest match. The numbers look decent for games like Cyberpunk and Fortnite. Nothing mind-blowing, but solid. Still, these numbers aren't official. 16 gigabytes of RAM. I really wish it came in 12 or 32 gigabyte options. The VRAM allocation is 8 gigabytes, which is fine, but more flexibility would have been better. One thing I'm hoping for: external GPU support. If the Steam machine can connect to an eGPU, that would be amazing. That's a whole new system lifespan storage options. 500 gigabytes to 2 terabytes. Fine. Now, here's the genius move from Valve. They looked at their own Steam hardware survey, the most commonly used PC specs across millions of Steam users, and built the Steam machine around the average PC. That's incredibly smart. If you want to enter a market, target the mainstream first. Now, this is important. SteamOS is Valve's main weapon, not the Steam Deck. SteamOS is their escape from Windows and Microsoft's ecosystem. And Microsoft knows this. That's why Microsoft pushed Game Pass so hard. why they bought Activision, why they're working on their own handheld, and why they're developing a lightweight Windows version for handhelds. My prediction: PlayStation and Xbox are going to fade, and the real future fight will be between affordable PC systems, subscription-based ones, with companies selling hardware at low margins and making money from services. I believe we're heading toward a world where Valve, Microsoft, and even Sony all produce PC-based consoles rather than closed systems. Sony might even open their system up eventually, or they'll struggle. Here's the key point: Microsoft can easily compete with the Steam machine. Xbox is already basically a PC. They could release a competing device tomorrow if they want to. Now, the Steam Frame, Valve's standalone VR. I trust Valve with VR. I own the Valve Index, and its audio is some of the best I've ever heard on any headset. Valve knows VR quality. But the biggest difference here? It's standalone. No PC required. That's a huge step forward. Designed for comfort? I don't believe it. No VR headset is comfortable. Human necks weren't designed for these weights. But if it's more comfortable than the rest, that alone is worth paying for. The new wireless dongle looks promising. Fast streaming at 6 GHz. The Index had too many cables. Oculus has delay issues without the cable. So this is a major upgrade. Eye tracking? Great. Dynamic foveated rendering. Huge for VR performance. Camera tracking in the thumbsticks? Interesting. But I'll be honest, you can't judge a controller or thumbstick design until you physically hold it. Everyone's hands are different. Steam Frame can also act as a PC. Snapdragon 8 series, 16 GB RAM. It's wild that this tiny device has the same RAM as the Steam machine. Give me a 32 GB option, Valve. Embarrass my desktop PC? Make me feel poor. As for the rest, the info is still shallow. We need real testing, real benchmarks. When the devices release, I might review them. Unless Valve sends them to me, then I won't break them open. If I buy them myself, I'm absolutely tearing them apart, installing Windows, Parrot OS, Kali, breaking everything. Now, will I buy any of these devices? The Steam machine? No. I already have a powerful PC. Why downgrade? The Steam Frame? Possibly. Valve never disappointed me with VR. The controller? Maybe. I'd like to test it. Valve's move here is going to shake the market. They're pushing Sony and Microsoft toward an open PC future. SteamOS is Valve's strongest weapon. And remember, these companies want your money. Don't spend unless you actually need something. Don't buy hardware just because the brand is your favorite. Always choose what's better for you. Xbox and Microsoft will respond. Trust me. They'll release competing devices, even for handhelds. Wait and see what Microsoft brings before buying anything. All right, that's it. I wish I had more concrete information, but everything so far is surface level. If the devices launch, I'll try to get them, benchmark them, and push them to the limit. See you in the next video. Goodbye.